Alright. Live chat. So we're going. We are streaming. Streaming. We are streaming. Alright. So I figure I need to make a mob farm. Like, pretty bad I need to make a mob farm. Like, I've gotten so far right now, and I just got some nether stuff going. But the thing is that in doing so, I lost my enchanted gear, my enchanted pickaxe, with what's it called on it? With Fortune 3, which makes mining worthwhile. Like, why mine your limited natural resources with a fortune like none, and only get one out of it? Or you save it until you get Fortune 3, where you can potentially get 3 out of 1, thereby making your natural environment that's limited so much more productive. Because eventually you're gonna mine out all the easy stuff, and then that means you have to move farther and farther and farther to mine, or you you can solve that problem by making an iron farm, but then that's, you're doing funny game stuff to get it. If you're just playing the game just to play the game to get iron, it makes, like, iron's a finite resource if you don't do the trick. Like, I guess you can go trade someone for iron, like well, maybe no, I don't think you can even trade for iron. The only way to get iron is by killing either zombies, but that's not very efficient, or you make it a golem farm where you kill the golems and take their iron ingots. So, anyways, that's a big. So, I need to get what I'm trying to say is that I need to replace my gear that I lost into the lava. I fell in lava and died. Like, it was dumb. It was so stupid. It was so stupid. But that's what happens, right? That's you have a lapse in thinking. And yeah, and it's hard to mine obsidian because it takes a long time to mine. So, like, yeah, if your mind wanders, oops, you fall in lava and die. And I was stupid enough to carry all my important gear with me. Like, I was dumb. It was dumb. Anyways, so I need to get back up to level 30 to start enchanting again. But, like, how am I gonna do it? Like, I could go adventure and go kill monsters, but that's inherently dangerous because you're killing, monsters. I'm trying to get it through smelting, like taking stacks out and then getting experience, but it gives you not very much. It's not a very efficient way of doing it. So I figure I need to make a mob farm, and mob farms are easy to make. It doesn't require a whole lot of material. I mean, like, hard to get material. It's gonna eat all my cobblestone, and it's gonna look ugly too. It's gonna be ugly. Like, what I really should do is get some tinted glass. Tinted glass looks really nice. But the problem is, to get the tinted glass, you need first of all the glass, which I'm making, but then you also need amethyst crystals. And how do you get amethyst crystals? You get amethyst crystals. Am I even gonna find it this way? Probably not. You get amethyst crystals out of geodes that you have to work, and it works by the same rule. Like, you can it's a limited resource. It takes time to grow back. It's just not. I mean, it's technically renewable, but it takes a lot of time. So better to get the most out of the harvest that you can. Oh, this is a different world. Oh, no, not a different world. I'm just not down. All right, over here I think there's a geode. Yeah, right there. that that huge thing right there. That's the geode. Like I don't have any steps. Anyways, what I'm saying is that, like, sure, I've got the to make the thing I want to make. I can do it, right? It's right here. It's literally right here. Ah. Oh, hey, coal. Coal. It's all right here. But by breaking the crystal, I'll only get one out of it. So I can like try to make it more likely by exposing more edges like that. But only a few places is it able to grow. Only if, and then there's two right here. See how great. But they're hidden. That one. Hidden. We go to the hidden place. Okay, but these are blocks. What I need are the crystals. But if I break them off, I gotta make sure they're the full size ones. I think if they're glowing, they're full size. I want to get like one instead of many. 4. Oh, I got 4. Okay. I don't know how many it takes to make tinted glass. Oh, maybe I can get enough. So, anyways, that would make the thing look better, rather than it just being like dog-ass ugly, made of cobblestone. I can take the time to harvest these crystals. The goal is the mob farm. Okay. And why mob farm? To get experience points. Experience. To enchant. To enchant a lot. Because we want the pickaxe with Fortune 3. Alright, working it out here. Voila, it's part of another bigger cave. Okay. I have no iron for the pickaxe. Okay. I would need a lot of these, though. I mean, like, a lot. But, like, I've got time, right? I'm just chilling. Not like I'm speedrunning it. So, I've been listening to the media say that it's time for Biden to go, man. They're basically manufacturing a fascist takeover. Because if Joe Biden is replaced, what you're doing is introducing uncertainty. The polls are not to be believed. Remember, the polls predicted a red wave the last 2 times. The red wave that failed to materialize. That's because the media is structured in such a way as to reward a horse race and not a boring ass whatever. If you're in a struggle, or like if it's like a horse race, it means it's really really close. You can go either way, and like you want people's attention, not so much as to like give them information, but you need their attention. And so topics that are more interesting would be better to get people's attention than boring topics, like saying that the rate that reporting on the bad stuff about Donald Trump. Like, so we had this debate, and Joe Biden performed. That's the key. Though his words, his presentation was not that great. His presentation, that's the thing. His presentation was not that great because, put it in context, who was he reflective off of? He was reflecting off of Donald Trump. Our Donald Trump was reflecting off of him. Donald Trump is a terrible person. He's a criminal, he's a politician, but most of all, he's a con artist. He's a con artist. He's able to get people's confidence to believe in him, and then he takes advantage of that. That's his whole shtick. That's his whole thing, right? He's a con artist. And what is con? A confidence. Confidence. You have confidence in this guy, and so like that's the point of a con artist, is they get people's confidence in them, and then they take advantage of that confidence to their own benefit, not to the benefit of the people they took advantage of, but for their own benefit. So that's a con artist. That's Donald Trump. Now it's in his interests if you don't pay attention to him, and instead you pay attention to the thing that he points at. It's in his interest if you do that. Not because it's important, but because he wants to take your attention away from him. It's like a magician. A magician, illusionist magician does the same thing. They use misdirection to move your gaze away from the direction where they're doing stuff. That's the whole point, to draw your attention to where you point. And Donald Trump is a master at manipulating the media. They will just go along with it. Like, Joe Biden prepared to have a debate, and if you read the transcripts, don't look at the TV, right? Don't look at the TV. The TV is spectacle. The TV is spectacle. Don't look at the TV. Look at the transcripts. Look at what the words they used and what it said. See, to do that, you have to read. And to do that, you strip away the illusion of presentation, the what's good for TV, and you're just stuck with the content. That's it. The dry content. So if you do that, if you take away the made-for-TV aspect of the debate, and you just look at the words, you find out that Joe Biden sounds lucid, is lucid and clear, and it is Donald Trump that is rambling, that's incoherent, that can't keep a straight track of things. He's always guiding to his preferred topic. He never ever answers the question. Every time he starts to answer the question, he misdirects to his preferred topic, because he's a con man. That's what he does. So he's got everyone looking at Joe Biden, being exasperated by the non-stop stream of lies from Donald Trump. And you don't notice the non-stop stream of lies coming from Donald Trump. Like, That's what it is. It's a non-stop stream of lies. The facts are he wants to ditch NATO. He wants to give Ukraine to Russia. And he wants to implement this thing called Project 2025, which is like this crazy plan to totally remake America. Like, he doesn't want to have elections anymore. He says once he's president, then don't worry about it. He'll take care of it, which means you'll never have another election. If Donald Trump gets old and dies, it's not like we're having an election. It's his successor is going to take over. And it's going to be a dictatorship, just like with North Korea. In a lot of ways, North Korea and Kim Jong-un are the same. That's why they're friendly to each other. Or rather, Donald Trump aspires to be like Kim Jong-un. A dictator and of personality. Where like, have you seen videos of the North Koreans like fawning over this guy? Like, just absolutely bonkers. It's like they're like at a Beatles concert. It's crazy. So that's what Donald Trump wants. And to get power, so he's not a politician. He doesn't actually know how to govern. He's not really interested in governing at all. He's interested in accruing power for Donald Trump. And conversely, those who own Donald Trump. Not conversely, but like also consequently. Because Donald Trump is not a free man. That's ridiculous. He's beholden to Putin. I mean, have you not seen the have you not seen the Helsinki 2018 meeting? Everyone in the State Department's like, yo, dude, don't do this, don't do this, don't go meet by yourself with the president of Russia in a neutral country. Don't do that. Don't do it. And he did it anyways, against all the advice. He did it anyways. And he went in a room in Helsinki with just him and an interpreter. And when that interpreter walked out, he took her notes and destroyed her notes. So there's no record of what went on there. The only people who know what went on there is Donald Trump and Putin and their translators. That's it. There were 4 people in that room. Oh, which is weird, right? That's weird. Why would some guy like have a secret meeting by himself with the Russian president? And then you see photos and watch the video of Donald Trump walking out of that meeting, and he is defeated. He is crushed. You can see it in his entire demeanor. He is crushed. And then Vladimir Putin is super, super confident. I mean, we have all these reports by the government, by the United States government, that show all the connections between Donald Trump and the Russian government, all over the place, all his associates, all his business dealings, all over. And this is the U.S. government. This is the Mueller report, and it's the Senate Intelligence Committee report, which is bipartisan. So it's not like it's a one thing only, right? It's literally the U.S. government. On one hand, you have the U.S. government saying, yeah, Donald Trump is totally like in the pocket of Russia. And on the other hand, you have Russia, you have Putin saying, no, you're totally wrong, America, or U.S. government. You don't know what you're talking about. You're lying. You don't know what you're talking about. And Donald Trump is saying, yeah, Putin's right. The United States, you guys don't know what you're talking about. He says this on international television. He's saying this on international television for the whole world to see. That he's saying, yeah, the Americans don't know what they're talking about. I'm with Putin. I believe Putin. I don't believe the Americans. Of course, Donald Trump is going to say that. And who does he agree with? With Russia. And and what does Russia say? The opposite of what the United States says. And who are you going to believe? You're going to believe Vladimir Putin, or are you going to believe the U.S. government? And you would be surprised how many Americans would rather believe Vladimir Putin than the U.S. government. But really, it's not that surprising. Because, like, we had these anti-masker people who are crazy, who are like cultish and like violent in their anti-masking like hysteria. And it's totally like, and the US government said, yo dude, it's important that you wear this mask because it'll protect both you and everyone around you. And people wouldn't do it, and it got turned into a culture war thing by the fascists. Man, like it's so obvious. It's so obvious. I can't believe it, man. It's just crazy. You know, I'm supposed to go to a wedding like a few days after the election. Like, no joke, dude. It's crazy. I have to like and the family, I'm pretty sure, are Trump supporters. Like, on both sides. Very delicate. Yeah, because if I break those budding sites, it's gone forever. It's never coming back. So I have to be careful when I'm mining this stuff. I need like an absurd amount of colored glass. So I probably need an absurd amount of crystals. But by the time I get the materials to enchant, or the levels to enchant fortune, the crystals will have grown back. And more, because I just unleashed its potential. Unleash your potential. So yeah, so Donald Trump is playing a con to get everyone to look at the presentation of Joe Biden instead of the character of Joe Biden and the accomplishments and the words he actually used. Instead, you're going to hold his age against him. Like, you're going to say, well, the presidency requires a certain amount of robustness. Man, do you remember that Franklin Delano Roosevelt was in a wheelchair because he had polio? Do you know Greg Abbott is like governor of Texas, and he's in a wheelchair? Senator Tammy Duckworth is an Iraq war veteran who got like limbs amputated or blown off or something like that, and she still serves. Yeah, I don't think Joe Biden's presentation, the sound of his voice, is reason to vote or to like kick someone out of their job. I don't think that's a good enough reason to kick someone out of their job. The words are good. The job he's doing is a good job. Our allies respect us. Our enemies are pissed off at us. I think that's doing a good job. Donald Trump wants to reverse that. He wants to appease Russia, appease Kim Jong-un. He wants to build a tower in Saudi Arabia for himself. Yeah, it's pretty clear that Donald Trump is a bad guy, and he conned everyone into paying attention to Joe Biden's raspy voice than the accomplishments. Why? Not because he's concerned about Joe Biden's well-being, but because he wants to take power. So he got everyone to freak out about that. Dude, don't you understand? Donald Trump is a fucking rapist. He's a rapist and a criminal. And his people still vote for him. and our dude has a raspy voice, and you want to ditch him? I think except for Palestine, he's kind of fucked up with the Palestinians. I think he's done a great job. Like, you can only really judge the domestic policy from the 2 years where they had a trifecta, because then he enacted his policy. And remember that time, Manchin and Cinema were in the part of the Dems majority. So, and those were like shitty people who both turned out to be not Republican or not Democrats. Cinema, like, the next time she ran as an independent. She left the Democratic Party, and Manchin was like considering joining the Republican Party before he said, you know what, I'm just gonna not play anymore. I'm done. I'm retiring. I'm not gonna run again. So, like, with friends like those, like, it's hard to get anything done. Like, and the fact that they even got any of it done at all is pretty amazing. Like, it wasn't gonna get done, right? Don't you understand? If it wasn't for the compromise they made with Manchin and Cinema, it wasn't gonna get done. The only way you're gonna get around that is by electing more Democrats who are not frauds. Cinema and Manchin were frauds. I mean, Manchin, you could almost like let him get away with it, because he was a Democrat in West Virginia, which is a staunchly Republican state. Like, if it wasn't Manchin there, it would be a Republican for sure. Like, there's no other Democrat that could have won there, as far as I know. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's staunchly Republican. So the fact that Manchin was even there was a miracle. And he may have voted against Joe Biden's agenda all the time, but remember, without him, they wouldn't even have control of the Senate. The Democrats wouldn't even have control of the Senate. Without Manchin and Cinema, they wouldn't even have control of the Senate. That's why Manchin and Cinema could be such dicks, because they were absolutely necessary for the Democrats to hold the power they did. See, it's those like shitty alliances that you have to make. Like, even in the inception of the United States, it was the Yankees made a shitty alliance with the slavers, because they had to. Because if they didn't do it, then they would be destroyed by England. So, The Democrats made it ignored that cinema and mansion were basically thwarting everything, and did the best they could. Imagine if they would have been able to do what they really wanted. That would be great. The problem is that the United States, our system, is built in such a way that it only allows for like 2 parties. Really, because it's first past the post. France just finished their parliamentary elections, which is like our Congress elections. And at first, the first round, because they do their votes in, you know how everyone wants to do instant runoff voting? France doesn't make it instant. They do runoff voting, but it's not instant. And there's only 1 round. They only do 1 round. So with instant runoff voting, which is another way of saying ranked choice voting, the way you do it is, like, instead of voting for either one or the other, and you can only, or even if there's multiple people, you can only vote for one. Instead of that, ranked choice voting is you get to rank. You get to rank your people, so that you don't vote for just one. You vote for as many as you want. I think they've been limiting it to 3. You can vote for up to 3, but you do it by number 1, 2, 3. So you put number 1 on the person you really, really like, and there's always that saying, don't waste your vote, don't waste your vote voting third party. Well, you're not wasting your vote voting third party anymore, because if your third party vote doesn't win, it doesn't mean that your vote is gone. Then your vote gets moved to number 2. So that way you can vote for Marianne Williamson without endangering, without essentially helping Donald Trump. Or you can vote for RFK Jr. without throwing your vote to Donald Trump. That basically introduces multiple parties into the system, and you don't need to change the Constitution, because the Constitution doesn't really tell you how to vote. That's up to you guys to figure out. So yeah, that'd be great. That's something we can look forward to. That basically makes the voter stronger, because yeah, you can vote not just for the lesser of 2 evils, but you can vote for who you really, really want to. And the criticism of throwing away your vote is gone now, because your vote's never thrown away. If your number 1 doesn't win, then it moves to number 2. If your number 2 doesn't win, it moves to number 3. And if your number 3 doesn't win, well, that's the way it is. It doesn't win. But the thing is, so you do that so you can have multiple parties and make the vote stronger, make the voters stronger. And that's what we want, right? We're voters. We want to have more power. We want the government to be more responsive to the wishes of the people. That's what we want. Of course we want to strengthen our vote. So that's why we should definitely move everything to the ranked choice voting. That way Bernie Sanders doesn't have to join the Democratic Party to run for president. That means Donald Trump could have his own party and not rely on the Republican Party. Not take over the Republican Party. Because that's what happened. He pretty much took it over. took it over. Alright, well there it is. If I want beautiful walls of my creeper farm, I need to make tinted glass. And the rate that these crystals grow is very slow. Oh, there's one more up there. Ha ha ha, see, I found more. I found more. That means when they grow back, there will be even more to harvest. Ha ha ha. It pays to be thorough. Oh, see, another one. Another one. Okay. Oh, wait, right there. Revealing the secret faces. Oh, yes. Revealing the secret faces. In the amethyst, in the stone. Okay. Oh, right there. Okay, that's all of them, I think. I don't think there's any more. Okay. super important that we win this election, guys. So the left in England gained power. The Tories finally lost their power, which was amazing, right? The Tories were the ones who led England to leave the EU, and that fucked them. They got screwed by that. The English people got, or yeah, they all got screwed. It was such a bad idea. They didn't do it for the good of the people. They did it for the billionaires and for the rich who didn't want to have to deal with UK taxes and UK issues. They wanted their wealth to be independent. Well, they screwed the whole country, England. So now they're finally gonna lose power. Finally. But yeah, they're essentially Republicans in England. Although they're not trying to overthrow the government, they're trying to like reconstitute the English Empire. No, no, I don't know. I don't know what England's about. Or but yeah, the Tories don't seem. Yeah, the Tories want to reconstitute the old English Empire. They're conservatives, quote quote. And Labour is supposed to be the Labour Party, but I don't know how Labour oriented they are. I mean, didn't they have Tony Blair? Dude was. I guess he was the equivalent of Clinton. So I didn't realize Clinton was so right wing. Oh no, Tony Blair. He was the guy in power with W. Bush. He went into Iraq with W. Bush and Afghanistan. So stupid. Alright, anyways, okay. So how many crystals do I have? Like 1.5 stacks. Man, that's not even enough. Where am I? Where did I even... There we go. 1.5 stacks. That's not going to be enough. I need like an absurd amount of cobblestone. Or of bricks. Like half a chest. So I guess I should be getting the sand going, huh? Yeah, it would be stupid. It's a stupid idea to ditch Joe Biden. It's stupid. And it's pretty hypocritical too. Because you're judging him by his voice, not by the content of his appearance. And his voice is an aspect of his appearance. It's his presentation. You're judging someone you're judging someone's value based on their presentation and not on the content of their character and on their I mean, if Joe Biden says he can do it, then I'd say go for it, right? No one knows what it's like to be Joe Biden except for Joe Biden. Like, the circumstance in which he was placed was pretty shitty. Because he had to deal with a criminal. We're basically like, hey guys, here's this professional fraud. Why don't we put you on stage, Grandpa, for 40 minutes with this guy who's a professional con artist. I mean, yeah. If Joe Biden says he can do it, then who's to say no? I mean, one debate appearance doesn't fucking make you lose your job. That's crazy, man. Haven't you ever went to work sick? Okay, so I just put all the crystals here. I need the glass. look, I'm out of sand to smelt the glass. I need to get more. Wahahaha. Oh, there's no more. All right. Drip. Oh yeah, the glass. So how many tinted glass can I make out of a stack and a half of 26? That's it? Oh man. A stack and a half doesn't even get me a full stack of glass. I'm gonna need a lot of crystals. Yeah, that's too much, man. I'm not gonna go make so much glass. That's crazy. It'll take too long. I can just use this stack right here. I've got right in front of my face. I can use the whole stack. My diamond pickaxe is getting destroyed. That's right. Okay, just bring iron. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need hoppers. Like, at least 9. I need boxes. 9 hoppers. Oh, wait a minute. No, I've got 3. Here, 1 extra, just in case. Alright. Why am I carrying this copper? Alright, boxes are good to have. I should move all this cobblestone to the place I'm gonna make my thing. I should bring other stone too. Like tuft. Alright. So where am I gonna make this thing? It was recommended to make it over the ocean. But that would be like way out there. I need more sand anyways. I mean, I could make it out in the ocean, I guess. But, man, that's so far. Like, I don't want to go so far. I don't want to. I don't want to. Just dig some sand, man. Yeah. Important that people vote. Like, I think that's super important. It's not perfect, right? It's not perfect yet. Oh, I need to put this... I'm like, why am I not picking up sand? Because you're full of cobblestone. All right. Yeah, so it's important that you vote. They're trying, like, for me, I'm kind of freaking out because the media is like so strong in their calls for Joe Biden to quit. It's really weird, but that's the narrative that Trump wants to run. And I think we're crazy. I mean, they've been saying it the entire time Joe Biden has been running. That was like their agreed upon attack plan. Like it's stupid to agree with your enemy. It's stupid. Like you don't like you can't use the standard of your enemy to judge yourself. That's like basic. You never do that. Why would you ever listen to your enemy or listen to your enemy's advice about anything? Why would you do it? That's crazy. They're not there to help you. They're there to hurt you. So, like, if Donald Trump has spent 2 years or 4 years calling Donald or Joe Biden senile and slow and stupid, the last thing you want to do is agree with him and right before the election. I mean, you're not being objective. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, there's no objectivity. Read the transcripts, guys. Joe Biden is totally lucid and Donald Trump is fucking crazy. It's so clear, but it's easy to get manipulated by the by the presentation. If you put more weight into presentation than you do in substance, oh, okay, fine. But that's on you. You're the one who puts more weight into appearances than on substance. That's not on Joe Biden. That's on you. It's crazy that I'm defending Joe Biden. But as you know, if we choose Joe Biden to be president, then for sure in 5 years we're gonna have another election and choose somebody not Joe Biden. For sure. If Donald Trump takes power, for sure it's the last election we're gonna have. For sure. We're not going to have a say in who's going to be the next president after Donald Trump. They're going to do it like they do in Russia, where they have a vote technically, but the whole thing's rigged. See, that's why Donald Trump accuses everything of being rigged, because that's how they do it in Russia. They rig everything so that it's not really democracy. So you already know who the winner is. If you try to run against Vladimir Putin in Russia, like you'll lose for sure, because they stuff the ballot boxes, like literally stuff the ballot boxes with fake ballots for Putin to win, literally. And you'll likely get arrested, because that's what happens to a lot of Vladimir Putin's political opponents. They get arrested. Now, Donald Trump is saying, oh, that's what Joe Biden is doing to me. He's doing a political persecution. No, dude. Joe Biden has nothing to do with the state of New York going after Donald Trump. That's all on Donald Trump. Remember when he lied at the debate and said that he never had sex with Stormy Daniels? Like, why did you pay Stormy Daniels so much money to say that you didn't have sex if you didn't have sex? So, like, he lies about everything, Donald Trump. But that's what he's gonna plan on do once he gets power. He's gonna turn the Justice Department into the secret police, the Nazi secret police. the KGB, the Stasi, whatever. For sure, Donald Trump will change the Justice Department to be his own like personal like vendetta machine. He already talks about that shit all the time. But Joe Biden had nothing to do with New York prosecuting Donald Trump. That was all on New York. It would have happened sooner, right? The prosecution, it would have happened sooner. But the Attorney General for New York, before it was before it was Alvin Bragg, was like J.D. Vance, and he like stopped the investigation. He stopped the whole investigation. He stopped the investigation.